Last night, Google released Antigravity, which was their direct competitor to tools like Cursor, Windsurf, and all the other AI coding editors. There are so many now. Now, this was long time coming because we already knew that Google would be launching something in this arena, since they literally have a tool in every other AI space. Now, talking about this video. In this video, I'm gonna just talk about what this tool is and how to use it and my unbiased opinion about it. There are a lot of biased opinion on this on YouTube. Like if you search the term anti-gravity on YouTube, you will see a lot of videos that would come up. And all of these are from big accounts that were provided limited access of this tool way ahead of the launch by Google. So you would know that all of these are somewhat biased takes. When you look up, you will see that all of these were uploaded 16 hours ago, exactly when the tool was launched. So all of these were well pre-planned. And also, I'm facing the same rate limits as you would be facing if you have already tried out the tool. Now, coming on to the point why you should be hearing my take, I've been using these tools way before the term vibe coding even existed. If I talk about just the last month, I've burnt over 100 million tokens, and I've done it across multiple client projects, my own projects that I've been working on. So I know what I'm talking about. Now, the next thing is in this video, I would be covering about all the features and the good things about anti-gravity, how to use it for building apps. I would be honestly just telling you that how I would be using it going ahead. And is it worth switching from tools like Windsurf or Cursor if you are already using them? Now, talking about the platform itself, this is built by the ex Windsurf team. So you would remember that sometime in the past, Google acquired the entire leadership of Windsurf. So this was actually also launched by the CEO of Windsurf. They made a tweet last night talking about the product. And if you look at all the demo videos that are on YouTube, all of these are from ex Windsurf employees. So that leads to a couple of things. First is the product is already mature. You will see that a lot of things that exist in the tool right now comes from insights that the Windsurf team had a couple of months back. The tool is very heavily biased by what Windsurf was already building and how the team wanted to just build out the entire experience again. Now, talking about what's good about the tool, so there are a bunch of features within the tool, starting with the AI models. So if I just open up my screen here, I was already playing around with the tool, and the panel on the right is how you interact with the tool itself. On the first go, this looks very similar to something like VS Code or Cursor. I will just open up a new conversation here, and I will show you that you can select a bunch of models here. All of this is available for free right now. So you can use all the Gemini 3 new models. Sonnet 4.5 is also available. And this also has the GPT open source model that was released by OpenAI. So this has a good mix of models. And one thing that it clearly shows is that Google don't want to restrict themselves to a single model provider, which is the case when you look at all the coding solutions that were created by OpenAI and Claude. Claude allows you only to use Claude models. Codex only allows you to use OpenAI models. But Google wants to take a freer approach here. And the second cool thing about the AI models here is you get Gemini 3 Pro High here. You don't see this in Cursor or any other AI coding tool. So I think this is some exclusive model or exclusive variant that they have created just for anti-gravity. So this is definitely cool thing to try out. Although, like in my experience, I've been noticing slight differences in the reasoning capacity and the outputs. Now, talking about the entire agent mode or how the entire app is designed. If you look at here, you will see that there are two major modes of using this. First one is the agent mode, and then you can open up Agent Manager by clicking on this button on top right. This opens a UI that is very much similar to ChatGPT or the newer version of Cursor, where you can just select the workspace you want to send a certain instruction on, and you can select the mode that you want it to be in. It could be planning or fast. Planning is when you would want to build out an entire feature, and fast comes in handy when you want to change smaller parts of the project. and you can select the AI model you want to use for it. So the entire UI looks very intuitive, and this is built for AI first development. You also get this playground on the left here, where you can just start a new conversation and you don't have to specify which project this is on. So this is very good for prototyping. I plan to use it heavily when I am also exploring ideas at the start. Another thing over here is all these agents can run in parallel. We'll come to it later. Now, covering the rest of the features of the tool. So this has multiple agents that can run in parallel. You can use editor and agent mode similar to cursor, and there is also exploratory mode here. So all these things. Now coming on to the next part, which is the artifacts that you get within this. Before doing anything, it creates a plan. So we'll see this implementation plan here, where it defines the goals of the entire operations. It also tells you what are the proposed changes and everything else about that task. And within these plans, you can also make edits, and you can also add comments that you can review later, or you can send these comments directly to your agent. It does the same thing with task as well. Whenever it is running something new, it creates a task list for itself, and then it keeps on marking this off. The good thing is that it creates this task as a standalone artifact rather than creating it within the chat. That's why this can be used across multiple chats. Now, talking about the next thing, which is the integrated browser. Now, this platform comes with a native browser in itself, which would show up if you click on the browser preview on the top right, or the agent itself can also call it. So if you click on this, you would be redirected to a new browser window. And on the first go, you will be asked to download a Chrome extension. I already have it. That's why it does not show me that message. It uses that browser window to test your code, run your code, and just understand how the website looks. It's similar to what other platforms like Cursor have, but it also shows you the bias of the Windsurf team here, because they included this feature way before Cursor even had it. And the last thing is native Nano Banana integration. This is pretty useful if you want to create something like blog images, or if I would want to create the OG image of my site, or just the logo of the website itself. Not a very big add-on, but definitely a good touch, because what happens with Cursor and Windsurf is they use stock images a lot of time. So rather than using stock images, now it would be creating something natively using Nano Banana. Now, let me show you a quick demo of the platform. And this is how the platform would look like when you open it for the first time. If you are downloading it, you can open up a folder, or you can directly jump onto Agent Manager. Apart from this, another setting that you would have to do when you are using this for the first time is you will get the option to select what review policy you want. You can use always proceed, agent decides, and request review. Agent decides help you use the agent, that it asks for your permission when it's making a big change or when it's deleting a file, but it does not ask for your permission when it's making a small change or it's just running a curl command. Now let me show you the product in action. I will open up a new folder. So I want to create a new website for my agency, and that's something that has been long pending. Let me try it out with Antigravity. So I will just create a new folder. I will call it new website, and I will create this. And when I open this, I would be redirected on the default view, but I would rather use the agent manager here. So over here, what I will do is I already have a deck that I created for my agency some time back. So I would just drop some of the slides from that deck, and I will ask it to create a website that sort of looks similar and has the same information. So I'm adding some of these images. I'm not sure how many images it can ingest at once. I think it should be somewhere around 4 or 5. Yeah, it's 5. So now it has 5 images. I will ask it to create a website for my agency and use the information mentioned in the deck. Keep the colors and the design style also similar to the deck. Okay, I've used the fast mode here. I will just undo this. I don't want to use the fast mode. When I clicked on undo, it just deleted my entire progress. So clearly the product is not very robust right now. So I will just type in my prompt again. This time I will select the planning mode, since I would want it to create a plan first and then start executing it. And then I will just send this. On the right, I see the planning that it has done for it, the plan of the agent. Now it's also creating an implementation plan for it. Right now we are following along with the agent, so we get to see whatever it is working on as we are making these changes. So let's wait for some time, let it work on the plan, and then come back to it in some time. Cool, let's check out what it has built out. I see that it says that the website has a modern dark theme aesthetic with glass morphism and vibrant orange accents. And also I see some screenshots of the website and rest of the details, all the changes that it made. So it just shared a walkthrough document with me. Now I don't see actually how the website looks through these screenshots, so let's jump on the browser window where it's running the website. On the first look, I think this website is 70% there. If you remove the multiple headers and the skewed looking display on the right, I think rest of the things actually look good. If I scroll down on the website, there's this logo section. It is yet to include all the logos, but it has a very cute hover animation here. Then it has a comparison showing you how we work and how other agencies work. I think this is done nicely. Only one change I would be doing here is I would be moving away from these overly rounded edges. This gives it very AI-ish feel. I would want it to have very sharp edges, which make it look actually modern. And then if I look at the rest of the sections, all of this looks nicely done. This is still 70% there. I will still be making some changes in each of these sections, but this is something that I can choose to work on top of rather than working from scratch. Now this takes me to the last section of this website, talking about things that I don't like about anti-gravity right now. First thing is it's not reliable. You We already saw this when we were undoing the prompt earlier, that when we clicked on undo, the entire prompt was gone. And similarly, there are a bunch of smaller things. Another thing that I noticed is that when you cancel a prompt and try sending a message again in that chat window, it does not work. Another thing is that it's highly rate limited right now because it's available for free, so everyone is trying it out. It is actually pretty bad if you are trying to use it for doing something important, because a lot of times you are not sure if it will actually work or not. And the second thing is it has some missing features. The biggest one for me was MCP support, because I use MCPs very extensively when it comes to integrating external apps like Firebase within my project. So I hope they fix both of these. And now coming on to the final conclusion, would I be using it right now or would I recommend it to someone? I would definitely recommend it to people to try it out right now, but I won't be recommending them to use it or replace Cursor or Cloud Code, whatever they are using with this right now. And I won't be doing that either. I think I would give it 2 3 weeks. By the time they would be making it much more robust, much more reliable. But this is definitely a good alternative. And a couple of things that I find on this product that are not available anywhere else is: first one, exclusive access to Gemini 3 Pro High. This is something that you won't get anywhere. So this is definitely a reason I would be switching to anti-gravity once they make it much more robust. And another thing is you also has this playground here where you can explore ideas very easily, rather than setting up a new folder and then working on a project and then creating a project within it. You can just switch to playground and you can just work on a new idea on the go, which I think was a pretty cool add-on. So that's my 2 cents. Do let me know in the comments, what do you think about it? And would you replace it with Cursor or Cloud Code or whichever you are using? And that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.